Welcome, Speed Gaming 3, to another exciting SMZ3. We'll be watching Nitorific and Scupula tonight. This is a normal 774. We need 7 crystals, 4 tokens. Need to beat up Ganon and Mother Brain, as usual. I am the comms person today, Lupus Dragon, and tracking for me today, and I hope I'm saying this right, is Makwo Herd. Thank you so much for tracking. And thanks, Nitorific and Scupula for racing on the restream. We're setting up today. So, chat, while everything's getting set up, where do you hope Morph Ball is? I've seen some pretty crazy ones. I think the funniest one was a Morph Ball right above GT, and with screw attack, no high jump, no space jump. What are we hoping to see today in chat? Let us know. We'll be starting the race soon. Morph Ball on Quakefish. Seeing else on chat. Morph on Trinex. That seems like a lot of fun. Yes. All right, we're seeing this. Well, Scupula and Nitorific starting out. Looks like Nitorific going with the standard kind of looking Samus, and Scupula, what looks like Brack from the Brack show. Not quite sure if that's correct or not, but seeing Scupula go into Link to the Past as Nitorific does as well. Pretty standard start. You always have more Sphere Zero checks in Link to the Past. Looks like only a 20 rupee on the island. As it looks like Nitorific's going to the house. Seeing some missiles there. Scupula heading towards the sanctuary and finding a small key. Looks like we have 3 crystals in the light world. All standard blues. Oh, that is a nice tree pull. We got 8 bombs. Not going to have to worry about finding a bomb pickup to do the CAC checks. Looks like Scupula setting up for the Houlihan, not knowing that they don't need the money if they just pull the tree. Meanwhile, the uncle just has a little bit of love. Not too much love, just enough. As we find a bloopy in the chest nearby. Both players kind of doing a little bit of trading. The first super missile pickup in the woods. Probably going to find a lot of those during the feed. As we find another one in the drop down. Meanwhile, Scupula Heading towards, looks like escape. Scupula picking up their super missiles. Meanwhile, Nidoриfic is in Blind's hut. Hoping we're gonna find something good here. There's the Morph Ball. Nice and early. We might see Nidoриfic go to Super Metroid soon, just based off that pickup alone. Or Scupula won't be too far behind on getting that as well, so that's a pretty standard Sphere Zero check. Scupula having a little bit of trouble with the guard. Oh no, you never want to game over fighting the guards. Let's see what. Looks like he thought about it for a second, didn't know if he wanted to save and quit. Or something else. Got some blue mail in Nidoриfic's side. Already a little bit of damage reduction. You'll love to see it. Nidoриfic going back into blind to get the rupees that he needs for the bottle vendor, which is never want to forget about Blind Set giving you that nice 30 rupee each time you go in. Another nice find. Bottle vendor selling us a charge beam today. A great early find, especially if we can find plasma soon. Nidoриfic finding the E-tank in the back of the tavern. We're going to see what's in the library today. Just a reserve tank. Nothing terribly great. We're probably going to see most or both players here skip that. Meanwhile, Zelda Cell containing another E-tank. And the race game is another heart container, increasing Nidoриfic's survivability by another heart. Like we're going to see some South Shore checks. This is still pretty good. We've got about 7 or 8 items depending on routing. And another E-tank in the dam. Meanwhile, Scupula saw the heart container, and it doesn't look like they're heading to get that anytime soon. Edorific now in the mini Moldorm cave. Getting a nice double with the bombs. Missing the last mini Moldorm, but easily pulls that off. Nice grapple fine, but just some E-tanks. A little bit of health. Nothing too great. But that grapple will help him if he decides to go to wreck ship pretty early on. The Scipula does his map check. The Scipula finds his morph ball and just a 20 in the Ice Rod Cave. Probably going to see a Super Metroid play here as the Nidorific resets, and we're just going to head to the ship and check our Super Metroid. Nidorific heading towards BT first. It's close enough to the ship. Worth checking out. You can always back out if nothing good is there. As we see 300 rupees and decides, yes, this is worth the effort. This will help get us closer to the inevitable Zora scam. And as a couple of quick super missiles takes out BT. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Leader with a nice Alcatraz. Heading towards 230 now. It looks like Scupula heading over towards Shala. As we see an Ether at 230. As Scupula finds Bombos. So we know where two of the medallions are right now. Still don't know exactly which ones are going to be needed, if any, but that is a good early find. Myself, I'd much rather find Bombos. Just helps out with Ice Palace and a few other areas as well. Meanwhile, Meteorific heading towards Gauntlet. We're going to see what's up in the attic. As Scupula heads towards their mini Moldorm. As we see a nice beam in Gauntlet. Ice Beam is Nice Beam. Meteorific making quick work of that Gauntlet. Gets out pretty quickly. No issues there. As we see a shield upgrade and some missiles. Skipping the shield, grabbing the missiles. Just a Pizza Hut over by the pirates. Heading over towards Mockball now as Scupula's checking the desert, gonna see what we find here in the cave. Looks like just some bombs underneath. Nice 20 rupees. Ooh, space jump. That's a good early find. Grapple will help with Dragon. As we see a power glove in the desert cave. That is another nice early find. As we're going to check the back of escape. That's a good idea. Looks like just an E-tank in the escape and some missiles near the Edecoons. We'll see what the Edecoon item is here shortly. As looks like Scupula is heading towards the Dark Cross item, I would imagine. Edecoon's just holding a Pizza Hut. Nothing great. Oh, Titan's Mitt in Dark Cross. Scupula has full gloves. And this may spur some interesting route diversion. It looks like Scupula is going to be heading towards Super Metroid. Probably going to get the same checks that Meteorific has found. Scupula picking up their ether on 230. Because we're going to see what Terminator holds. It's like a nice 300 rupee. And a Pizza Hut just down below. As we see Meteorific setting up for Spore Spawn missiles. Gets it first try. And chat pointing out lamp locked mitts. How about that? Of course, if you're good with dark rooms, light is just a suggestion. As we see flippers here in Spore Spawn. We're finding all the good items today. Very quickly. This is a good sign. Players aren't going to have to do a whole lot of looking around. As we see Scupula heading towards wrecked ship, checking out the moat first. Just some missiles in the moat. But I imagine we're going to see a Fantoon play here shortly. Meanwhile, Nidorific heading up towards the wave gate. As we're going to check spooky missiles here in a moment. Nidorific having a little bit of trouble with that wave gate. But does get it eventually. But just some missiles for the trouble. Meanwhile, Scupula heading ever closer towards Fantoon's room, as we're probably going to see Nidorific head to Green Hill Zone. Just a 20 in there. Looks like probably going to do a little bit of backtracking here to see what the item was near the side hoppers. Finding just a triple bomb, and the morph ball item is the flute. Another nice early find. You love to see the flute because it just helps you get places so much faster. And we see where the lamp was. It was in the ceiling. We may Nidorific with that lamp. We'll be able to easily get the gloves. As we see, Crystal 6 was Fantoon. We already have one of our red crystals. We need to open up the Pyramid Fairy if needed. As we see a magic cape and a blue boomerang at Billy Mays. Order one cape, get one blue boomerang absolutely free. Order now, supplies are limited. Meanwhile, Scipula heading through the ship, only finding a little bit of money. And we see an E-tank at Old Mother Brain. And Scipula taking the safety save, probably going to check the spiked room. Nothing good is there. Probably going to see a reset. And then head towards the rest of the wreck ship. Meanwhile, Scupula does not have the space jump, so it does make this much harder. It looks like trying to set up for a super bomb jump, but having a little bit of difficulty with that. It's a tactic you don't normally see. At this point, I'd probably would just check the rest of wrecked ship. Probably not worth the effort, but I'm also not racing. Yeah, as we see the reset, ran out of power bombs, I think. Probably just going to check the rest of wrecked ship. Come back to it later if we need it. Well, looks like I was wrong. Looks like we're heading back for a second try. As Nidourific heading towards alpha power bombs. And Scipula did get the bomb jumps. So we're going to see the spiked room here shortly. Just some missiles. Nothing great. Scupula carefully reversing and just a 20 for the effort. Oof. Meanwhile, it looks like Nidourific is heading towards the wrecked ship. So he'll be getting his Crystal 6 after he beats Fantoon. As we see Scupula doing the clip and heading up towards probably the robots. Have to clear out the room first. As Nidourific going into the moat, gonna get their missiles or not. It looks like the robots were just guarding a super. Scupula taking the time to grab the supers. Gotta think about, or probably thinking about fighting Ridley. And gotta build up the ammo. And again, without that space jump, Scupula is gonna have a time into the sky missiles as he sees a 10 arrow drop. He's gonna use the the flying robots, to see what the sky missiles are. As we see Nidourific heading into the Fantoon fight. Unfortunately, this is a rather slow check for Scupula, as Nidourific will have a much easier time just space jumping if this is a necessary item. Did not get the check though. They're gonna have to ride the robot back. And Fantoon goes down pretty quickly for Nidoриfic as he picks up his Crystal 6. Scupula just finding a vanilla Sky Missile, heading towards Bowling Alley next. Doing a little bit of grappling to avoid some of that damage, which is pretty good. Good enough health to survive, but or going through without grapple, but decides to play it safe. Not a bad call there. As we see, just a triple bomb there before the speedway here. Still gonna just check out, see what it is. Makes the way up the climb. As we see, just some missiles up there, not needed, so doesn't have to come back and can leave the wreck ship in peace. They get one more heart container heading out of the ship. Probably gonna head towards Crate, I would imagine. Yep, heading down towards Red Tower. I'm gonna see what our items are down here. I definitely like this play. As Scipio finds a little bit more love in the top of Red Tower. Gonna head down and see what our double items are down here. Meanwhile, Nidoриfic already at the top of the ship, heading out, gonna get their Sky Missile check here. It's gonna take them significantly less time. Although checking out the Speedway first, as we see a couple of, or a missile pack and a heart piece at the bottom of Red Tower. Again, nothing super fantastic as Nidoриfic's just gonna head out. Having a little bit of trouble there. Oh no, Nidorific finally escapes. Terrific. Just running into the missiles, easy enough to just run into the item. Takes almost no time at all. Because Terrific now is going to go to their bowling alley. Going to hit a gutter ball, but what can you do? Scupula heading towards X-Ray now. A little bit low on energy, but does have the grapple, so it is going to make this significantly easier. X-Ray is just some super missiles, but Scupula is deciding to take the time, pick it up to 30 super missiles. Got enough for bare minimum Ridley. Ooh, as we see Scupula taking an unfortunate game over. Looks like they saved just before the spike room, though, so it doesn't set Scupula back too far, but still not something you want to have happen to you. As Nidorific picks up another heart container, heading out of the ship. Meanwhile, Nidorific heading down Red Tower, going to find out that Red Tower doesn't contain really anything that they're looking for. Not sure where Nidorific's heading. Might just be resetting to farm some health. Because he's gonna get some more power bombs here by destroying the caterpillars. Yes, thank you, chat. We had a question in there. Or was fluid? It was indeed morph ball location. Meanwhile, we see Scupula heading down Gauntlet. Also going to skip that progressive shield. No mirror shields on screen for this race. As it looks like Scupula is going to head down towards Green Bryn. Meteorific heading down the tower. See if he checks X-ray. Looks like is going to go in there. Not going to find anything great as Scupula does their mock call. And this Scupula probably not too thrilled to see that Space Jump was there. Just saved a little bit of hassle. But that's just the way routing goes sometimes. Either if it does pick up the supers, supers are always useful. You're going to see some comments in chat, talking about Scupula's skin, which is pretty interesting. Chat room, what is your favorite skin that you like to see on SMZ3? Whether it be Link or Samus, both. What do you like to see? Meteorific, meanwhile, heading up towards Spazer. As we see just a 50 there. Dark Samus. And yeah, Link to the Past does have a lot of really good sprites. I'm pretty fond of using the Fox Link. And then SMZ, or like the Super Metroid side, if it's SMZ3, if I'm not trying to do tricks or whatever, I like Pliskin. Meteorific heading towards Kraid now. I'm going to see what Kraid has. Okay, I'm seeing confirmation that is Captain Novolin, which I'm not familiar with, but sometimes references escape me. As we see a bottle in Kraid's attic. Yes, I agree. There's a lot of really good Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy VI, right? Scupula picking up their flippers. As we see Meteorific setting up for the quick kill, misses the charge shot first. And Kraid gets to stand up, stretch his legs. Meteorific having a little bit of trouble there. But Kraid eventually does go down as we see Crystal 3 on Kraid. Kraid holding a little bit of power bombs. Meteorific decides at 5 current power bombs, 15 max or 10 max. But yes, picking up the power bombs is a good choice. You never want to run out, soft lock yourself by accident, so I definitely approve of picking that up. In Craig's side room, just some missiles. Scupula gonna get their flute here shortly. As we see Nidorific heading down into Upper North Fair. Probably gonna check high jump. And if Varia's not here, we may just see we may just go back to Link to the Past here. Checking out the gate check first. Just some 20s. Not necessary. Scupula seeing that lamp there. We see a heart container on both screens. Ooh, and we see a hook shot up there. That is another nice item. So once Nidorific does get the gloves, probably going to head up to Death Mountain, but does need to go through the Dark Cross room, and I forget where the other gloves were, but it was near Hyrule Castle, if I remember right. Oh yes, that was Desert Cave. Thank you. We see an X-ray on Spec Rock. All we need now is the plasma. Just an E-tank inside Spec Rock. And yes, I did forget about the quick transition into the mountains. Does not need to find the gloves, although all they need to do is head towards the desert or Dark Cross to get those gloves. As we see silver arrows in Paradox as a nice early find. Once they find the bow, makes it so much better. And I expect Nidorific probably to rescue the old man probably near the end here. Just gonna do the Spear Zero, or not Spear Zero, but the Paradox check here. Probably gonna go to Spiral Cave, head back up, I would imagine. Or no, not head back up, but just took shot it back over, rescue the old man, and then move on. Because it looks like just an E-tank on the floating island today. Probably gonna skip that. As we see just some bombs in Spiral, but still saves you from using power bombs in certain locations. As we see a save and quit back to the sanctuary, as Nidorific is probably going to turn in that flute. Meanwhile, it looks like Scupula is going to go check the Ice Rod Cave. Nito has neither glove right now. The gloves are in the Desert Cave and Dark Cross, which Nidorific has not headed to. Meanwhile, Scupula, looking like they're going to get scammed here pretty soon, is going to check out the Waterfall Cave first. A little bit of money for the scam and some missiles. Let's see what our scam item is today. And it looks like the guy under the bridge helps us carry more arrows, makes us a little bit more efficient. As Nidorfic is heading towards... probably going to do their waterfall cave here, I would imagine. And we see just a piece of heart with the scam. Money can only buy so much. As Scupula picking up the Moon Pearl finally. Now they have a good deal of access here to the Dark World. Doesn't have any hammer, but can check Thieves Town pretty quickly. Probably gonna head towards that area, I would imagine. Might head up towards Skullwoods. All depends on how Scupula wants to route this, as Nidorific sees that Moon Pearl and is like, I want that. But yeah, Scupula gonna turn in that flute first. Looks like Scupula is going to go rescue the old man, so we're going to find out what the old man has as a reward for escorting him home safe and sound. Terrific. Also making that same play here. Scupula, I would imagine, will probably head to the Dark World soon. Nidorific does still have to do a little bit of searching. As the old man rewards Link with some missiles. It's not the 4th of July yet. Meanwhile, looks like Nidorific is going to head into the castle and is going to do the escape checks and find one of the gloves that he's looking for here. As Scupula goes back or goes into Norfair for the first time, and he's going to find out the same things that we've found out. Terrific. Probably going to check the back of Escape here. Now that he has one of the two gloves. As it looks like Scupula is now heading towards Trade. Let's see if he gets a quick kill. As we see some power bombs, map, and a knee tank in the back of Escape. I think we did see that on Scupula's side, but Nidorific learning that information as well as Scupula picks up their bottle. And as chat pointed out, neither of the players have found any weapons beyond some stun with the hook shot, boomerang, just have bombs at the moment for our offensive weaponry. But that just makes me think that probably we're going to find some good stuff in Evestown. That would be my guess. Scupula does get the quick kill. That is a nice quick kill. And gets their Crystal 3. And Chad asking if we have seen Avaria or Gravity. We have not seen either for either player. It looks like Dragon was the other red crystal. I looked away for just a second. Yes, chat confirming that. As we see a piece of heart on the desert ledge. Either if it's going to get their second glove here very shortly. So it is another possibility, since we know where both red crystals are, that there might be something good in the pyramid. At least that's probably what the racers are hoping to find. Uh-oh. Looks like it will... hopefully that gets... Hopefully you can fix that. I will point out anything... yeah, I can't rule out the dreaded hammer on Pyramid Fairy. That would be a tough find. Looks like Dragon is in Skullwoods, Ridley in Thievestown, Crate and Mire, Green Crystal in Swamp, Red on Ice, a Crystal in Pod, and Turtle Rock is the blue pendant. So our pendants are Ice, Swamp, and Turtle Rock. I'm okay, like if I were racing, I'd be okay with Turtle Rock being a pendant. Although there still could be some nice items there. Ice Palace, depending on when you find the Cave of Samaria. And I like Swamp, but maybe that's just a personal opinion. As we see two super missiles in the Super Bunny Cave, as Scupula is picking up their checks for Paradox Cave. And it looks like Bombos is required to get into Turtle Rock. Again, we may not see that play depending on where other items are. Terrific. Trying to get the blue jelly out of the way as finally picks up a sword upgrade. The enemy was trying to prevent Link from getting the sword, could not prevent it, so now we do have one offensive weapon. Is Nidourific probably going to check out the shed here? As Bombos is required for both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. Money and a Fire Rod in the shed. Fire Rod being one of those really nice items that you hope to find quickly and is needed for Skullwoods. And yes, I would agree. Double Bombos is the best medallion setup just because of the utility of Bombos. Meanwhile, looks like Nidourific heading towards Skullwood. Scupula getting their checks of Hookshot Cave. We're going to see if Skullwoods has any other nice items for us. Not sure why Nidourific picked up that chest first. I usually like to save that after I'm done with the room that he's currently in. Just finds a compass for the troubles. As Scupula is going to find out that Bombos is required for Mire. Is going to head into the shed. The 4 tokens are Skullwoods, Thieves Town, Mire, and I believe that would be Ridley for the last one, if I'm thinking about logic correctly. Terrific picking up their second bottle here in Skullwoods as Scupula heading into Mire with only the fighter sword to guide the way. Scupula is hoping to find the bow here because that would make the boss fight so much quicker, so much easier. With only fighter sword, without it, that's going to be a very long, arduous fight. Scupula finds the screw attack in the first check of Meyer. Good item, not needed to win, but makes lower Norfair a little bit easier getting through those enemies. As we're going to see the Mothula fight for Meteorific here. Let's up the spin. And the fire rod shots off. And the Mothula has been burninated as he gets the big key for the chest when he heads back the other way. Not going to check the item under the bridge nor the big chest. Yes, chat pointing out he may have seen the two items. As we see a shovel in Meyer, fetch quest started. Let me see what the treasure chest has, as chat pointed out. Scupula finding the two items in Meyer. They're just going to back out. And that may be also why Meteorific did get out of Skullwoods without checking the other ones. May not have seen the map or compass. Obviously, I wasn't counting items at the time. Sometimes you do forget to do that and lead to some unnecessary checks if that happens. So we're going to see a GT fight here. As we see the Cane of Burna. And I don't know, I didn't see what the item was above GT, but obviously GT himself held nothing useful. As we see the Cane of Samaria on the ledge there. A nice find. And it looks like Meteorific probably going to head into these 10, I would imagine. Yeah, definitely. Opens it up, heads right in. And unless he finds some mirror, can get almost everything here. He gets just a reserve tank in the first chest. Scupula, meanwhile, is going to use that or put that shovel to good use. Only a little bit of love in the ground, though. Nothing super necessary, but still an easy check to make. And you never want to orphan something like that if it's just a quick check. Meanwhile, Scupula sees their Cadence Samaria. Is going to go head up to get that. Meanwhile, Meteorific opening up the blinds, and gets a map. And we're gonna shine some light on the situation soon, but first needs to head down to where the totally real maiden is waiting. As we see Speed Booster, which will allow us to go even faster in Super Metroid. Gotta go fast. Now, moment of truth here on Meteorific's side. If Blind has a compass, then we know that the item in the basement is an actual item, but if we see an item here, then the compass is in the basement, and we don't need to come back for it. Well, survey says it's a compass. We may need to return once the hammer has been found. Meteorific probably going to do the digging game here, tuck to Stumpy, may come back and do the Smith chain, or head do Hype Cave. Myself, I would probably do Digging Game, Dr. Stumpy, Hype Cave, and come back if necessary to do your Smith Chain. The sees the bomb upgrade. Almost thought about leaving it behind, but says, you know what? Let's pick it up anyway. Looks like gonna grab the frog first. Not bad, you know. Does have to do the tour. Yeah, it's probably better routing than what I would have done, but that is why they are racing, and I'm just commentating. Stumpy, in a somewhat ironic manner, has some reading material for us. How to become a tree in 10 days. So we may get some checks in the future here on what are bombos, ether, and has already done Scoid, so probably not a ped check. We're going to see how hype is our Hype Cave. Oh, I didn't Scipula taking an unfortunate game over. Do see a couple of V-Tanks. We're on our Master Sword now. I would say that's I'd say that's an okay cave. And it looks like Nidorific is heading towards the pyramid, I would assume. Since he has the frog in tow, is not going to head over to pod. Cannot enter it while the follower is taking the tour. So Nidorific is probably just going to check the pyramid, get the catfish item, save quit, and then turn in the smith. Scupula taking another game over, another unfortunate game over. And Nidorific picking up the spring ball. Not sure what the catfish was doing with that spring ball. Somebody might have dumped it in the river, but either way, it's in better hands now. Scupula picking up the Cane of Berna as we return the smith to the home. Tour is over, and as a reward, only $5. Gotta pay for the tour. And neither if I'm gonna pick up the purple treasure chest as Scupula heads into Thieves down here. Almost leaves that treasure chest behind as you never want to save and quit when it's not following you. And locked inside is a very good suit. We have found our first Varia, our first suit, and Eurific heading into the desert. Use the keys, so it's an immediate head over towards the east side of Desert Palace. Whenever you see the key, head over there. Come back for the other stuff later. As we see, I think that is the third bottle for Nidorific. Scupula is still heading through Thieves Town. Nidorific picking up that map in the back and is going to save and quit. Scupula picks up their speed booster as Nidorific buys a couple of blue potions for the road ahead. Probably going to head into Meyer or maybe doing a Norfair play here. Yeah. The way they're moving, I would say this is a Norfair play. Oh yes, thank you, chat. Nito has not picked up that Bombos yet. As Scupula makes quick work of Blind and Peterific finding out that some money and a piece of heart were on GT, so not needed. Save, quit, try it again. Looks like we may be seeing a super climb check here. Makes short work of that room, sees the money, and says, not worth the effort. Scapula picks up their reading material. And I'm guessing Nitorific here is going to go to the mountains, go to Upper Norfair, and do some checks. No, gonna head to Lower Norfair. Like this might be a play on Ridley. Or at the very least, we're gonna do the other checks, and hopefully Ridley does not have anything useful, but you never know. Like I said, the last seed I played, uh, Ridley had or maybe I didn't mention this, I've mentioned it a few other places, but the last seed I played, Ridley had was a pendant, had a progressive sword, and another progressive sword on Ped. So unless you wanted to do Master Sword Ganon, you had to go take out the Red. Meanwhile, Scapula, taking the tour, does pick up the money, and we see some super missiles in the mouse house. And looks like they are going to, or Nitorific is going to head down towards Ridley. Or at least is taking the save. And looks like just some power bombs beforehand. And my thought process here, I don't know if Nitorific put in logic that Ridley might not be needed or just doing it because there's still items to look for here. Not sure what's going through Nidorafic's mind as Scupula is heading towards the desert. Defeat the line molas and collect the crystal there. And Nidorific wisely getting some more health before heading into Ridley. Never want to head into Ridley with too low health. Oh, okay. I guess I did forget that or didn't see that the big key was on the pedestal, so we are still boots locked. It looks like Scupula is going to head into Ice Palace as Nidorific finishes the Ridley fight. We're going to see what Ridley was holding in store. Oh, Ridley was Fantoon, so I guess my logic. I must have missed something somewhere. I thought Ridley was not. No, yeah, by logic, Ridley was the last token. I had my logic wrong. Scupula setting up for Icebreaker, but did not activate the switch. I'm not sure why, but we'll see if that hinders them. As we see Wave Beam in Ice, and we don't have a key to open that door. Sorry, Scupula. Looks like gonna take an intentional game over to go back to the entrance. Probably gonna go the vanilla way, I would guess. As Nidorific sees the bug net in the Fireflea's room and says, no bugs today, thanks. And as chat points out, Scupula did see 2 out of the 3 items, so coming back down here Unless we find something really good, this time sink might just be detrimental. As we see just 10 arrows. The final check of Lower Norfair as Nidotifix gonna head up towards Upper Norfair. Probably gonna do the speed booster, I would imagine. Probably Vanilla Wave, Lava Mountain. Lots of things that we can find up here. Oh, and as we see a bow in the Vanilla Wave location, Nidotifix has the tools to finish Eastern Palace, as well as just have a very nice weaponry with those silver arrows. Silver arrows, very OP. Love to see it early. Meanwhile, Scupula is still going through Ice Palace here. As we see the Bacon Sword in the Speed Booster location. Very nice. Scupula says, I've had enough of Ice Palace, and is heading into the Dark World to go somewhere else. Scupula picking up the purple chest, and is going to get there very soon. We see a little bit of money, and we're going to check the one last remaining Bubble Mountain. Or we're just going to skip it and check Cathedral here. Just some money, so Nidotifix turning around and heading back towards Bubble Mountain. Might do the check then. Might head over to Croc. Is Scupula not able to... Must have pulled off the gas at some point, because did not make it through the gate. Meanwhile, neither if it gets the first try, Blue Gate, and looks like is going to head over towards Croc. And we're going to see if Croc pays off, or as the saying goes, never bet on Croc. Just a little bit of money hidden away in Croc's safekeeping, as Neurific is going to head back to watch Croc be finished off, but a little bit of frozen screen there. And Chad asking if Upper Norfair had anything other than a sword upgrade. I have not seen anything yet, although I do see what looks like a plasma here on Neaterific. So that must have been in the room in the northwest corner of this area. Neaterific did have a little bit of oh yes, we did find the bow. That's right. I was thinking that there was something else. As we see a little bit of money over there. Scupula picking up their plasma, confirming that yes, it was that room. Neaterific did have a little bit of a frozen stream there for a second, so I was not watching his screen when he picked up the plasma. And just a arrow upgrade in the grapple room. So Neaterific says, let's just go back to the last save and progress from there. It's like Neaterific might have been trying to go the back route. I'm not sure, but is going to head towards the gate and skip D20 and just head out. Meanwhile, Scupula heading back towards his bubble mountain. That is going to go fight Ridley first, as Nidorific is going to head towards the Vanilla Ice Beam. And Scupula doing the Lava Dive here. May have forgotten about something. Perhaps high jump boots. And we see a mushroom in the wall. In the caves of Upper Norfair. Could lead to something good. Either way, we have found our second fetch quest. I'm almost surprised Nidorific has not checked the ether tablet. Well, I guess not having the mirror. Yeah, that'd be us. Without a hammer, yeah, there's no way to check ether. But is gonna go into Eastern Palace, has the bow, and that's pretty much all you need for Eastern. Although technically Lamp is in Logic, but it's a very easy uh, dark room check. As Nidorific does finally pick up the Bombos, which we know opens Mire and Turtle Rock. Cupula picking up their Bacon Sword, and both players have Bacon. And chat pointing out that Nito might not be looking for gravity. Would probably like to see the high jump boots for going into Meridia without gravity. Does have the Uh, the grapple beam does have ice, and I don't think Nidourific has picked up the spring ball yet, but if he heads towards the catfish, then that's pretty much all the items that you would want to see for an easier suitless Meridia. Okay, they do have both have spring ball. I wasn't sure if Nidourific had went to the catfish. Thank you. Nidourific making short work of the dark room and is going to head towards the Armos Knight for a very quick boss fight. As Scupula is heading towards another easy boss fight with the bow and silver arrows. And Nidourific picks up the first of the crystals in the light world. And we'll see where he heads next. Looks like he is going to head into Mire and probably be a little disappointed. And Scupula is making short work of the boss. You'll shoot your eye out. That's a Christmas story reference. As Scupula gets his token and is heading out of Mire. Still have not seen Gravity. Could be in a dumb location. And he's saying, that our current open or possible, the only things we haven't checked are hammerless pod and waterway. I don't believe either player has checked head at all. You might see that'd be a very mean spot for gravity. But we still have not yet found the hammer, so who knows? Oh yes, and nobody has turned in that mushroom yet, so that is still also in play. Mushroom was, yes, in the crumble shaft. Meanwhile, Scupula is shooting the enemies, getting it ready for that Ridley fight. As Nidorific is heading towards the eyeball. After, of course, he checks the eastern side of Mire. And chat pointing out that fake powder could be in logic, but they would have to find the hammer first without doing shenanigans that are not permitted in this race. Meanwhile, Scupula takes down Ridley very easy. Gets his Mantoon token and is going to pick up those missiles and then head back around to Upper Norfair, and we'll see where Scupula heads after that. And as we're waiting, just want to shout out to the runners. Thank you, Nidorific and Scupula, for being on the restream, providing some entertainment and some fun, and of course, to my tracker. And again, I hope I'm saying this correctly, Made Wokerd. Thank you so much. Meterific is going to do the mushroom check. And we'll see if anything good is there. It is an E-tank. So it does reset. Is probably going to save it just in case we find a hammer and use some fake powder. Looks like Meterific headed back to Upper Norfair. And I wonder if he's going to do some Meridia checks here. Or if we're going to... Nope, okay. Probably going to check the couple of other areas first that we haven't checked yet. While Scupula doing the Eastern Palace play isn't going to find anything super great here, but is going to at least get the crystal for what they need. And chat pointing out that is a very odd way to get to Waterway. I don't know that I would have done that, but again, sometimes you just get in a it'd be interesting to see what Nidorefic says about their routing and why the decision to go via the way of Upper Norfair rather than just make the way back through the first of the Super Metroid transitions. Yeah, and if X-ray hadn't been checked, that would be a good thing, and that's what I almost thought that might have been what he may have forgotten about that check. Meterific having a little bit of connection issues. Either nothing good was in Waterway, or that's what I would see is nothing good was in Waterway, but we won't know until Scupula makes that check. Looks like Nidorific is heading towards Ice Palace. And is going to find out, just like Scupula, that nothing of note is in here. It's a little bit of a waste of time. Although, if I remember correctly, we only saw 2 of the items. I don't know if Scupula did find that third item. And Nidorific also not hitting the switch, and we'll see what happens when Nidorific finds out that there's no key. Scupula, as usual with the silver arrows, takes down the Armos Knights very quickly. Nidorific finally gets the wave beam and spins to win. And Scupula heading over towards Mothula, gonna take out the Moth perhaps a little bit quicker than Nidorific did earlier with the Fighter Sword and Fire Rod. As Nidorific is probably heading over towards Pod now. And we're going to get our first look into what Pod is hiding. Scupula does finally take out the Moth, gets the big key, gets the Dragon token, and Scupula is now done with bullets. Meanwhile, Nidorefic finding a key is going to head down and is going to head through the mimic room, and we're going to see what items are on the ledge over here. Nidorefic still not finding anything of note. Just another key and what I think was a piece of art. So is going to head back towards the front and check the rest of pod here as we see Scupula heading down. And I imagine Scupula here is going to check his waterway, and we'll see what item was down there. Yes, it was just 20 rupees, so yes, nothing of value was lost as Nidorefic finds a French vanilla hammer. It's good that he found that in pod. And finds the dreaded space laser as well. Meanwhile, Scupula is setting up for their super climb check. As we find another piece of heart. And a red boomerang. Without the mirror, Nidorefic has to go back to Slowway, but at least can finish pod and opens up a little bit of additional methods through the Dark World, other than going to Kakariko Town all the time. And as chat pointed out, with as many hearts as he had, questionable which would be faster, to just take an intentional game over or just walk out the back. But I probably would have just walked out. Meanwhile, Scupula getting grabbed by Metroids here in Turian. And with the low amount of health that Scupula has, it's just damaging down. Oh, ups the reserve tank. And this is going to be a quick baby grab. As Nidorific puts the silver arrow into King Helmastar, the very quick way to take him out, and gets the crystal as the reward. And Scupula trying to get the ice skip, but forgot to turn off that screw attack. So I'm going to go through it the more intended route as we say hello to Mother Brain. Finally get our ether check. It's just some missiles. But we are going to head into Tower of Hera. And the key to the basement. This could be fun. Are we going to see a cutscene for the coffee break? Oh, the big key is in the basement, so we are going to take a coffee break here as Scupula is into the Mother Brain 3 phase. Did not do the stand-up glitch. I wasn't watching the screen, so I didn't know how low of health Scupula had, whether he could have done that or not. But Meteorific, again, getting a little bit of a delay here, so Depending on when he comes back, we'll see what items were in the tower. Looks like only got the big key, and we see him lining up for the Hera pot. Did not look like he set it up right. Meanwhile, Nidorefic tries the bomb clip. It is definitely harder than spin speed, in my opinion, but Scupula does take down Mother Brain 3, single G's to Scupula. As we see a little bit of money and a map. And Scupula here probably going to head back to Link to the Past. If Scupula wanted to do Suitless Meridia, kind of needs that Ice Beam. The Hyper Beam is not going to work out. And Troll Arm, it's short work that Bacon and just provides some missiles for Nidorefic. Still not quite what we're looking for here. And there's not a lot left to check. Looks like a play for Spike Cave, though. And just a piece of heart for the troubles there. Save quits, and where are you heading next, Nito? Yeah, and chat pointing out it is a little interesting when you beat Mother Brain first. You don't have the countdown timer. You do get to keep the Hyper Beam as long as you don't transition. So it can be an interesting way to do some clears if you have anything left to do. But looks like we're gonna get our first hammer peg check. The Very slow, bootsless, item dashless, vanilla hammer pegs. And yes, Thieves Town is possible that they might go back to, depending. Yeah, with that hammer equipped and heading into Thieves, yeah, this is definitely a basement check. And yes, I do believe the third item is either. Oh, never mind. Meterific finds the pancakes in Thieves Town. Oof. What a find. I imagine we're going to Meridia now. Yeah, at 2 hours, 30 minutes, just now finding gravity, I agree. I would be a little unhappy with that, but still, I'd be like, yes, finally, Meridia. And yes, they have not checked the H room either in ice because of the not having the hammer. As Meterific is gonna go towards Batoon, sees that there's just a loopy there, and says, let's go say hi to Dragon. We are still looking for that elusive ice beam, though. Meanwhile, Nidourific is setting up for a charge shot. If Nidourific had the mirror, could have picked up the X-ray before this fight, but sadly we are still mirrorless, as Nidourific is just gonna charge shot and do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, I agree. Mirror right now would just feel like a slap in the face. And not be terribly useful right now. Nidourific picking up the crystal and sees the E-Tank, says I have enough health, and is probably going to head towards Plasma now. And it looks like Nidourific is going to skip Plasma check. It is one item, and there are 4 in the sand down below, plus the 2 in the ceiling, so this is probably a better play, although if nothing is in either of those locations, might be problematic. As we see a armor upgrade, so Nidourific now has the red mail. And yeah, now that you mention it, chat, that is probably a better play that they wait until Plasma after they've gone down the sand, because then they can just get reverse flushed. It would be kind of funny if Shaq had the item right now. If Shaq was holding our ice rod. Oh, and I see the mirror. And an E-Tank. Nidourific is probably not pleased to see that. Just saves and quits. We're probably checking the east side now. But, ooh, what a find. I mean, that now puts our graveyard ledge in logic. Um, Possibly swamp. I mean, it puts swamp into play at least. And yep, looks like we are going to check Shack here, as Scupula is going to get their missiles from the ether. I don't believe either. Well, again, yeah, they don't have the mirror, but mirror does put into play now Bombos as well. As Scupula is gonna do the Tower of Hera. Looks like it's not even going to go to the basement. It's just going to set up the bomb clip. First try. Nice. And it's just going to clear Tower of Hera. And just some missiles on Shack was not needed. So at this point, I would see Nidorific grabbing the hammer, coming back, doing the reverse flush, checking plasma, or we're just going to head into the rest of Meridia. I guess that is probably a better play. Um, we get to check out Mama Turtle. We get to check out the two checks that Meteorific is heading towards right now. Yeah, just more item contention over here, but I somewhat question not picking up the mirror, especially if you're still looking for things and know that the mirror does unlock a few areas. And yeah, it could just also be a reset if he finds nothing good in here. Yeah, just a reset. Yeah, it does look like he is going to head towards the mirror, pick it up. Whether he reverse flushes, I would assume Dieterific is going to do a reverse flush, check out that plasma. As Scupula heading towards ice again. Oh yeah, with the hammer. Yeah, they're gonna do the rest of the checks over here. I don't like this play personally, but especially knowing where the mirror is and knowing where our pancakes are, but uh, this just feels like it's not worth the effort. Meanwhile, looks like Nidoриfic trying to do the short charge, does get it eventually. Jump, does a blind jump, grabs the heart container, sees the arrows in the little cavern, and we're gonna head towards Mama Turtle. And just a key in the H room. So I believe the last item now is Cold Stare. As we check out, Mama Turtle has some love for us and some missiles in the wall. Meteorific clips into the tube, remains unbroken, and looks like he's gonna head back into Link to the Past here. Meanwhile, Scupula on Cold Stare does the Bombos because we still haven't found half magic and he wasn't full, and thus you need Bombos. As quickly takes Cold Stare out, revealing missiles. Womp womp. Bud does get that red pendant. I don't believe anybody has checked Ped yet, but if there's a good item on Ped, that might be needed. Although, I'm not sure what would be left on Ped because it can't be Ice Rod, and I can't imagine that you'd want anything else other than that. Yeah, boots would be the only thing that could be on pedestal, and that if that's the case, then we're just not going to go fast today. Although, no, we do need it because of desert. That's right. Yeah. Scoop is heading towards Turtle Rock, so we are going to get to see what's in here. And we are going to check our bombos for the first time, revealing just some missiles. Now, Scupula is hoping that the Ice Rod is somewhere in Turtle Rock. Otherwise, either ice or boots is what, preferably boots on Scupula's side. That's what he's hoping to find, but time will tell. And yeah, they don't need to clear Turtle Rock unless, of course, Head has the boots or Trinex has an item. And it's boots. And chat pointing out the worst case scenario for Scupula is that boots are in Mimic Cave, and without the mirror, did find that Ice Rod, so we'll see here if Scupula does full clear Turtle Rock. Meanwhile, Nidorific finding that nice half magic in Swamp, heading towards the rest of the dungeon. Looks like we get another little freeze here from Nidorific as Scupula's continuing the search in Turtle Rock. Meteorific setting up for the diver down here. Scupula found the big key in the vanilla spot. Looks like he's setting up for a bomb diver down. But does get it first try. I like the Smaria version better, but you know, uh, Meteorific does what works for him. Meanwhile, Scupula getting ever closer towards the laser bridge, hoping to find the boots before Trinex. As we see the final sword upgrade in Swamp Palace, Meteorific now has the best sword in the game, the Butter Sword. Meteorific has not picked up the big key yet and cannot open the big chest. As we get to look at Laser Bridge and Scupula falling down, Meteorific does get his diver down, picks up his last fetch quest, the magic powder, and now we have a magic bat in play. And looks like we're going to see dual boss fights here. Scupula taking out Trinex, Meteorific with Argus. It's a nice one cycle Trinex for Scupula as both bosses go down. Argus with just some missiles and a green pendant. Scupula gets a map and the blue pendant. Meteorific heading back in to get the big key to the big chest. And yeah, I agree with chat. No one is happy right now, except for the viewers. You get to watch more content, right? And we're coming close to a 3-hour mark here, and nobody has finished this 11 entrance race. So I think everybody is having a bad time. As Meteorific just finds the piece of heart and mirrors out. And we'll see where Nito's heading next. As Scupula is heading back into the... Oh no, it's going to do the hammer pegs, I guess. Oh yes, did forget about checkerboard. That is because I don't have a map tracker on it. And we see just 50 rupees. Not what we're looking for either. I imagine Nito might be... Where's Nito going? I was gonna say maybe it might be heading towards the graveyard ledge. Oh, we're gonna turn independent, yeah. I'm a little surprised that he didn't just flute over to location 5, but maybe this way was faster. But only a piece of heart for the trouble. Still not what we're looking for. Is gonna check the magic bat though. How cursed is the seed? Well, we might get cursed with boots. Well, Magic Bat did curse us with boots, just not the kind that we were looking for. So that's, I guess, commentator curse on my part. I did say boots. I just failed to mention which ones. We got the Air Jordans instead of uh, the little boots with the wheels in them. I forget what they're called. Ah, yes, Heelys. Thank you. No, Nito did not check plasma. I believe we still have not checked pedestal. Looks like we are going to check the graveyard ledge, though. His graveyard ledge is also not what we're looking for. Just some super missiles there. And we're still searching. And yeah, Pyramid Fairy play here. I not sure where else it could be, but this is still a good check. We got two items here, and with our normal SMZ3 setup, green potions if they free greens if they need it, but potion rando win. Cupula gonna head towards Meridian now. And Nidoриfic can't escape the shields forever. And it's looking more and more like that plasma might be needed. And Scupula is heading towards Dragon now. I hope he makes that play. Nidoриfic gonna do a ped check here. We're gonna get some more info soon. Survey says just some cash on Ped. Ped is dead. And that plasma room is looking better and better. As Scupula gets the quick grapple and takes down the fried shrimp. And Scupula now with the Crystal 5 as Nidoриfic is gonna go through Ice Palace again, now with the hammer. We know that's not the play, and is gonna feel bad. And yeah, you never want to last locationing any item feels bad. Especially, 3 hours in. Oh no, Scupula. Maybe doing a reverse flush. I guess Scupula's, yeah, gonna do the Nidoриfic sand checks. Or the checks that Nidoриfic has done. Hopefully Scupula does not skip that Mimic Room. Or not the Mimic Room, the Plasma. But we still have not yet checked the Mimic Room either. So... where are the boots? Yes. Thank you, Biddy. And yeah, once again, thanks again to the runners, Nidoриfic, Scupula, for putting on a good show, even though they probably don't feel good about this. It is rather late for a lot of people. Scupula not happy to see that mirror. But and does take that reset. Probably gonna check the eastern side. Probably gonna check Shack. Like Nidoриfic did. Gonna come back. Probably grab the mirror. Meanwhile, Nidoриfic still going through the Ice Palace here. And again, also thanks once again to the tracker Madewell card. And thanks chat for showing up to support these runners, catching anything that I might have missed or forgot about. As we see Nidorific taking out Cold Stare while Scupula waits for the work to get done. Nidorific, probably not thrilled to see those missiles. Does get the red pendant, which we know is a useless pendant at this juncture. I imagine we'll probably head into Turtle Rock, and we'll see if he does the Mimic Room. With the mirror, can do it, and should do it. Meanwhile, Scupula is going to check what Nidorific already did above here. Gonna do his Mama Turtle and still not find those boots. Scupula heading back for the mirror. And I really hope Scupula is going to head towards Plasma. He is going in the correct direction. So now, if you're Scupula, you really want to see these boots, because that just put you in a great spot to overtake Nito here. Especially with having already cleared Mother Brain, it's a quick desert fight, and then a GG climb. Of course. Oh, there's the boots. It was indeed Plasma. Nidorific is not heading in the correct direction. Ooh. Well, 3 hours in. Finally found the boots. And it looks like we do have a first place finisher. Akir finished in the first place with a racetime.gg of 3 hours, 6 minutes, 21 seconds. GG Akir. as Scupula takes the quick exit out of Meridia, is happy to be done with Super Metroid. And yes, it was indeed Plasma was the boot's location. So Nito is probably gonna kick himself once he figures that out. Did skip it, thinking nothing was there. Yeah, checking the mimic room in vain. And Scupula now heading into desert. Gonna finish this dungeon, bonk the big key off the pedestal, and head towards those line mullahs. As Niderific sees those supers and is not terribly happy about that. But since there's still things to clear, we're gonna go through Laser Bridge, Trinex, Unfortunate, Scupula, just blazing through the desert. So, as we finish up Desert, I don't know how many of you like to play this game. We're gonna head into GT pretty soon, so if you want to guess where we're gonna find the guess how many checks until the big key. See a couple of guesses here. We got 3 from a tracker, 17. As a runner, you always hope it's 1. See, 21 is a legit check. Tile room would probably be the worst room, you know. But with this seed, it very well could be tile room. Meanwhile, Niderific heading back towards the plasma room, which he knows now should have checked, unfortunately. The Scupula heads into GT. Let's see what we got. Checking the east side first. Number 1 is a 20. Number 2 is a shield upgrade. Gonna mirror back, head towards the west. And number 3 is a key. Scupula having a little bit of troubles grabbing the key, but eventually accidentally pressing the map button. Meteorific finally picks up those boots. Number 4 is a piece of heart. 5 is a key. 6 is another key. 7 is a heart container. Still no big key. Eight is just some missiles. And 9 is the correct answer. So we're going to head up to our GT climb as Nidourific is heading out of Meridia. Still needs to clear Mother Brain at some point, but might be heading for the desert first. Scupula easy dodging the cannonball run, heading into the gauntlet portion of GT as Nidourific picks up the big key and is going to head towards the Land Molos. Scupula getting 2 out of the 3 Land Molos with silver arrows. Finally finishes the last one out. And we're going to see the good old triple kill here coming up. Easy triple kill. We'll see if he gets a triple or a quad here. Only gets a very odd triple. 2 with the cane, 1 with the sword before the disappearance. But does manage to clean up the fight pretty easy. Nidourific finally clearing out the Land Molos. Didn't see how that fight went, but I imagine Nido's gonna head towards GT. We'll see where he decides to route. But we do know that the big key is on the west side. Scupula doing a couple of odd checks. Not sure what he's looking for. But Opening the chests anyway, I suppose. Maybe looking for that half magic, but we know it's not in GT. Or could be looking for the butter sword, but again, that is also not in GT. But Trolldorm does strike again. Scupula does take out Trolldorm second try. And opens the validation chest for some 10 arrows. Scupula getting a double to start. Almost got a triple, but accidentally got hit. Double afterwards. An accidental hug for Aghanim. Gets another double, almost a triple, except Aghanim dodged out of the way. And another double will lead us to Ganon. Scupula taking a couple of hits from Ganon, needs to be safe here. Does pull out the cape. And is into the phase 3 of Ganon. Gets a nice double hit in. And there's one and done. So Scupula here gonna finish up very shortly. Get your GGs in chat for that. As Scupula does finish in the race, second place with a race time.gg of 3 hours, 20 minutes, and 29 seconds. And we'll see if Scupula wants to come into the chat, talk about the race. But Nidourific continuing through GT for some reason. Did he? I'm guessing he did not pick up the big key. Or if he did, he's still searching for something. But also, we do have a third place finisher. Sky finishing in third place with 3 hours, 21 minutes, and 49 seconds. So GG Sky. Neaterific having a little bit of trouble with the Ice Armos, but we'll finally pick up the 3 items in the Ice Armos, and we'll need to head back towards the west side of GT. Looks like we might be getting Scupula here shortly. And it looks like we have a 4th place finisher, Flip Heel, with a race time.gg of 3 hours, 24 minutes, and 19 seconds. GG Flip Heel. And while we're waiting for some more people to finish, GG's also to people who got rather upset with the seed and did back out. But GG's Freddy and 3K, Nobly, and Crazed Gamer. Meanwhile, we're still getting a few connection issues with Neaterific, but did finish the Clan Molo's fight and is continuing towards Ganon ever onward. And neither if it makes very short work of the Moldorm. Not even going to check any of these items. Got what he's looking for. Just wants to be done. And, you know, getting close to this 30-30 mark, I do not blame him. And we are joined now by Scupula. Scupula, GG's. What did you think of the seed? Other than terrible.
Well, I mean, the seed or me, I don't know, because while you were here, I died everywhere you could die, just about. But I guess, thankfully, it was after a whole bunch of nothing, because I kind of freaked out a little after I wiped out my wreck ship. See my time there in SM of a nice even hour.
Yeah, definitely definitely the seed was very slow, it seemed, and luckily you did go to the plasma room. Meteorific, when he went to Meridia, skipped it, and pretty much last locationed that boots.
Yeah, that there were a couple of weird pieces of routing in here because of what was needed. So I kind of, you save at the sandpit thing, right? Well, not just sand pits, but shack, plasma, and then west from there. So it's kind of hubbing it from there. But actually, I think I meant to do Main Street and such first, and then I kind of autopiloted down to the sandpit again. Like, all right, well, it's a mirror, we knew it. So probably have to get stuck going to swamp anyway.
Yeah, and I was almost surprised that the mirror didn't make more of an impact just based on the seed and kind of how things were going. And of course, it just opens up a lot of more useless things that you're really not looking for.
Yeah. I don't suppose, I don't know, I'll have to check around with people later, but I don't suppose it would be too popular of an idea to get that hammer out of pod. And that was the big thing with that. I mean, talk about a way to lock gravity. So you put hammer in pod, no boots to get over there halfway decently quicker, no mirror to navigate around the dungeon. So yeah, no, nobody wants to go there, but... And then the big chests and thieves, of course.
Yeah, definitely when there's a pendant dungeon, you never know, do I go in here? Do I full clear it? Unfortunately, just a lot of red herrings and you know uh, and I think you found the gloves very early on, both in the desert cave and Dark Cross without the lamp, and I was almost surprised that that didn't make more of an impact, but still a great early find.
Well, with the mitts, I'm like thinking, okay, so I lucked out on there because pretty sure, what did I do? Die and escape within 3 minutes? Yeah, I did. And so I didn't think I was going to be able to route that too good, but I found a way. And I was just telling myself, okay, don't do anything with them until you see that lamp. And that was, early. So that's another reason I stayed out of pod. I'm like thinking, well, and I went through Ice Palace 3 times, of course, because again, it's I'm thinking mitts must be the thing. Same reason I went to Wreck Ship, even though that's almost never anything. The grapple beam, like, okay, sure, but yeah, nothing.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said it was nothing, and I spent too much time in there, but on to X-ray, and I'm like thinking, I all I know is I got to do is hit the ground twice, and by my luck, I'll do it, and I did. But about 15 seconds went by, and I'm like, you know what, we're good. Let's just go back and do Gauntlet and do the brain loop and all that.
Yeah,
Now,
and
if I didn't save to do sponge bath, that would have not been so good. But
yeah, and we were, talking about it in chat that when you went to Turtle Rock, you didn't have the mirror, so we were hoping that wasn't where Boots was, and fortunately for you, it played out in your favor that mimic room was just another red herring.
yeah, that one had to be a casualty. The ice rod right in the front kind of made me think, you know what, I think we're on the right path. I mean, not that there was anything in there, but of course, by the end of it, I'm thinking, okay, it's ped for Boots. Here we go. But nothing that fun.
And at the time, you had cleared out Turian, and we still had not, found the gravity suit. So I said, well, you're gonna have to go to Link to the Past now, because even if you wanted to do Suitless Meridia, and I don't know how familiar you are with that, but um, that ice beam definitely helps.
Yeah, it became, you know, hard logic available with, I want to say Spring Ball, but knowing that that wasn't the last item, which in my mind is nice because it's slow. I mean, I'm okay with it, but it's slow, and uh, especially no high jump. But
Yeah, definitely out of logic. It's one of those. Does it save you time to go out of logic, or is it, just a waste of time?
you know, like you're looking for something, Meridia is big enough, and if you're going to go through it slow, you know, you're looking for something past the gravity suit, but who knows where, and it takes forever. Something, let's just find this gravity suit. And I think that was probably the right way for most of us.
Yeah, because even with the high jump boots, which Meteorific found, um,
Oh, really?
yeah, it wasn't the boots he was looking for. But
So they're behind a mirror then, or something. I'm guessing.
yeah, it's like I think level one suitless Meridia is high jump boots, grapple, spring ball. Um, I don't think anything else is needed. But yeah, like you said, it's slow. But I don't think there's anything else to ask you or talk about your routing. But GG's once again.
Thanks. So I'll just hang out for a little, I guess, and watch you wrap this up.
Yeah, Nidoриfic on the Mother Brain 3 phase here, and gonna clear that out pretty soon.
Speaking of which, when I was thinking, well, I better, you know, check the speed checks on the left side. We're talking waterway and um, climb supers. I'm thinking, you know, there's like I'm pretty sure I know that there's a way to route Turian into that when it's eligible like this, and I just totally goofed the heck out of it.
Yeah, Climb Supers is a bit of a bother, but I think if you were coming from Meridia, if you took uh, the Red Fish room into Red Tower, kind of headed down towards, you could do your save at the ship, do your climb super. If it wasn't there, just maybe take a quick reset, head into Turian that way. But I think you still did pretty good on your routing. I didn't see anything um, that might have been faster otherwise.
What I had a half a mind to do, and I realized it was kind of pointless by then, but had I opened the Climb Super's power bomb door, which is now going to make me think, because I've never done this before, but like you can open the door with a power bomb, and then let's say you run into a situation like this where you do Turian before the actual end of the game, and pretty sure that door doesn't shut. You can just go through with your regular bombs and just check it on the way out of Turian, I guess. I don't think you need anything else.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, if you do Turian first, that is a possibility. I guess I was thinking in terms of like vanilla Super Metroid, but you're absolutely right. Without the countdown timer, as long as you don't clear your Link to the Past, then it's still open. You're right near the check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been probably faster.
It'll never come up again ever, but I'm thinking, oh, if I would have just done it.
See, that's why you're racing, and I'm just commentating, is because I make bad plays like that.
Well, I mean, on the way up the first time after getting the lamp and all that, I could have done that, but I'm like, in no way. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about it.
Looks like Niterific now finishing with a racetime.gg score of 3 hours, 38 minutes, 25 seconds. GG's, Nito.
GG. You couldn't have got you a simpler one to break yourself back in, could we?
I mean, it happens. You get randomed sometimes.
Yeah, what were your thoughts about like routing?
I mean, I thought I did fine until I guessed wrong at the end. That's rando. There's no reading the seed or like being led to the ice rod or the boots. It's you guess right or you guess wrong, and I guessed wrong.
Yeah, and unfortunately, skipping that plasma after you killed Dragon did kind of come back to bite you in the butt. But it is, a rather slow check if nothing's there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that was what we needed for go mode.
Yeah. I just play density and the odds. 9 times out of 10, you can skip that and you're fine. Like sometimes you lose because of that, obviously, but you can't win every seed. You can't have a strat that wins every seed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of seeing what everything pulls up, and you can have a good idea of where you want to start, and as the seed progresses, where you want to be going, but every seed is different, and it's just that improvisational plus luck that can make all the difference.
There was also something interesting. There was actually something in the GTA and the Thieves Town Big Chest. I've played thousands of seed of Link to the Past, Rando, and SMZ3 combined, and I think this is the third time ever I had to come back for something in the big chest.
Early on in my playing this, I remember distinctly a restream involving, I forget who, but the Varia suit was down there, and I forget how badly it was locked, because this one was badly locked where the hammer was, and how you had to get there with nothing. But and it's worth mentioning, the Varia suit, in a typical seat, that would have been the worst thing. They're in purple chests, mirrorless.
Yep.
I mean, geez.
Yeah, and I forget when in terms of like time that Varia was found, but it was quite a while until, that chest was opened, and even longer for the pancakes.
Yeah. Wonder what I'd like to see like what the intended path was.
Yeah, that would have been interesting read, I think, because it probably would have had you, dipping in and out of dungeons and doing very weird stuff.
I mean, what I can see is, I guess, mitts and flips to get to pod, and then on you go. But I mean, it's just bad.
Base jump was speed booster lock, which was in Thieves Town. And where you meant to go straight to pod, hammerless, and get your... Because part of the reason I didn't go, you don't go straight to pod when you're hammerless is that it takes forever to get to pod hammerless, unless you killed Aghanim.
I basically did it last.
Same.
Yeah, and with the French vanilla hammer being in pod, I think that was the intended way, was to go into hammerless pod and, you know, basically clear that out until you got the hammer.
But was that the wave skate? Wave beam. Thank you. So I wonder if you were meant to get the hammer and dip out, and then get very later and come back with the bow or something. I don't know. I'm trying to piece together what I was supposed to do, and it's really confusing.
Like Eastern pod were both nothing progression-wise.
Aside the hammer and pod.
Oh yeah.
And Bombos at Sash. I got that one late.
I get burned enough. I made sure to take my one bomb over there at some point and get that out of the way. Especially knowing I have a glove. Sometimes you'd think, maybe I'll put it off since you don't have a glove, and you got to go past it a second time to get to Eastern, but I had the gloves.
Yeah, Sky and Chad pointing out, morph bombs were in logic pretty early for, Can Fly, Spiral Cave, and, Grapple Beam and Mini Moldorm. Just a lot of, it seemed like a lot of items were not grouped up and kind of all over the place. At least that's kind of what it seemed to me, just based on the routing you both did.
And if you're looking at the screens now, Nita, the CR is a lie. X-ray. I got eaten by one of them. What are they called? Yapping maws or something down there at the X-ray. So wiped out all of my wreck ship.
I did notice that an X-ray, does feel bad, especially if you get grabbed by the guys and you're trying to escape. And I think at that point you did not have space jump, but I think you did have grapple, right?
Yeah, I took grapple in there. Yeah, I knew where my health was. I was like, well, it'll be fine. And at the time, I didn't realize that, if I died, it'd be like, okay, because I had a sponge bath reset, but because I just went to green burn right after that.
Another empty wreck ship.
What's that?
Another empty wrecked ship. Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. Yeah, exactly. Whenever there's a grapple beam early, I'm like, come on. You gotta be.
Yeah, I saw that grapple early. I'm like, okay, this is definitely, our runners are gonna go towards wreck ship, and Vantoon did not plunder enough in his ship.
That is super pack. Wow, that's all it was. That's all there was of marginal worth. Was one super pack.
It's funny too, because when I saw it, I pushed the last robot out of the way because I wanted it. I had charge, I didn't have anything else at the time. I'm like, what? I'm taking it, but then I lost it anyways.
I wasn't gambling on an early charge, meaning I don't need ammo. Too many times I got charge early, and then I was at Mother Burn with charge ice, wishing I had picked up more supers and missile.
Mm-hmm. It's funny too, because if we weren't looking for as much stuff as we were, maybe we don't see those beams. Wave and Pendant Ice, Plasma Croc, I think, and
yeah. how mean Ice was, forcing you to kill Cold Stare to get the last item.
Yeah.
I hate when you know it's not a pet seed, but you want all the items out of pendant, and the seed forces you to kill the boss to get the last item. That is so rude.
Yeah, see, you must have read, I don't know, because I guess I thought it was open at that point. Pet, I mean, so I did it. And even Trinex didn't have an item either, so whatever. Would have been something.
Trinex had the map.
Yeah.
I didn't kill him because of that. But Ghost Tear had an item. It was like missiles or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if you read it early, I didn't, because I like to route it in with Skullwoods, which I still had to go back to because I died in there a few times, but I didn't read it.
I actually had to bail with 2 out of 3 items out of ice because I locked myself and I didn't have a mirror, so I had to save it quick. I ice broke, but I didn't get a small key, so I was stuck right side. No mirror.
Yeah, I actually did the same thing, but I'm thinking, I don't know, I pushed it. It was like, it's one item I should have left, but the only thing, well, there were enough chests left, but what, map, key, compass, and the last thing ends up being the big chest, which had the compass, and I didn't like that. Spent a lot of time on that one.
Yeah, any final thoughts before we dip out?
Thanks again.
For
for sure.
commentating, so I could actually run a race for one.
No problem. Thank you, Nitorific. Thank you, Scoopula. Thank you, Maid Walk Herd, for doing the tracking.
Indeed. Thanks, man.
And I've been Lupus Dragon. And I think it's getting pretty late, so we'll see you next mission.
Peace.